Hi, my name's Jona, and I play guitar in Bring Me the Horizon, and you're watching Chaos TV.
Hello everyone, we are here in Tampere, Finland, with Jona from Bring Me the Horizon. So hello and welcome to Chaos TV.
Thank you. It's my first time here, I guess.
Yeah, it is. You played your last gig in Finland in Ruisrock. Do you have any memories from the show?
Yeah, I have a lot of memories. We had a really good gig there, for starters, and I remember two of us rode out on stage on a bicycle. That was pretty funny. And then I actually rode out into the pit on a bicycle while we played a song. I climbed some stuff, which is pretty normal for me. And I went for a swim in the beach by one of the other stages. So it was a cool day.
So does that often happen that you climb into the stage?
It depends on how I feel on the day. If it's cool looking, or if the crowd's really good and I'm getting amped off it, then I'll go for a bit of a wander.
Okay. Yeah. So you're currently on a tour with Machine Head, Devil Driver, and Darkest Hour. So how has the tour gone generally so far?
Yeah, it's been really cool. I mean, we're right at the beginning of the tour. There's only been 2 shows so far in Oslo and Stockholm. But Scandinavia is one of my favourite parts of the world, so the shows have been really cool. Stockholm was probably the best show we've ever had there, actually, so I'm really stoked for the rest of the tour.
So were you friends with the other bands before heading on this tour?
I knew most members of most of the bands before this tour. I've toured with Darkest Hour before in one of my previous bands. I've met the Devil Driver guys a bunch, and I know their new bass player really well from his old band Bury Your Dead. And I've actually met Rob and Phil from Machine Head quite a few times. So yeah, everyone knows each other, and it's pretty cool to hang out with those guys again.
Okay, so what are your first memories of Machine Head?
Oh, dude, I used to, when I was first learning guitar, well, I guess maybe 2 or 3 years after I started, and all I could play was like Nirvana riffs and things like that. I moved to a new town and a new school, and I made really good friends with this kind of weird metal guy, and I hadn't really listened to much metal before, and he showed me Davidian. It was one of the first metal songs I ever heard, and I just remember sitting in his garage trying to learn the riffs to Davidian and being like, this is the most insane thing I've ever heard. So yeah, I've been a fan since 13, 14 years old.
But you eventually learned it.
I could play most of it, I guess, but I'm not that good, so I can't shred like those guys.
Okay. So your latest album was released last year. So how far is at the moment the writing process for the next album?
The way we do things is we finish an album and then we just tour on it, and that's all we do. We don't really write on tour so often. So this is actually the last tour we'll do off There Is a Hell, the album, and then right after Christmas time we'll enter the studio again for a few months, and then we'll pretty much start the new album from scratch.
Okay, so you don't have much written yet?
No, we got a few ideas and a few sort of, thoughts on where we want the album to head direction-wise and musically, and we've definitely got a long list of influences that we're going to be pumping on the stereo when we're trying to write this new album. So,
is it going to be pretty much like the last album, or are your influences for the next one totally different?
I mean, we're always listening to new bands, new genres of music. Not a lot of the members of Bring Me the Horizon listen to much metal anymore, which is kind of weird that we're all in a heavy band. But I think that happens with a lot of heavy bands, They maybe revert back to listening to just classic rock or stuff that they used to listen to when they were younger. But we've been getting into a lot of stuff like a lot of post-rock, a lot of electro and dubstep and things like that. And it sounds really strange, but when we listen to that music, we almost hear a way to make, if we could make these songs heavy like our band, it would be really cool and something different. So I guess that's what we kind of try and do, rather than just listening to all the metal bands that are out these days and copying their riffs and rehashing the same stuff all the time.
So trying to create something new.
That's right. I mean, I don't know if we're any good at it. The last album did pretty well, and I think most of our fans received any sort of slight changes in genre that we did. They were pretty receptive to it, so maybe we'll try some other new stuff.
So will you have plans to release the next CD before the summer and the summer festivals?
It would be nice to have it out in the summer, but the way we work is pretty slow, and it usually takes us a while to get into the groove of writing a new record. So, I mean, it could come out in the summer, it might not come out until next August or October. We really don't know till it starts happening.
You don't want to rush it?
No, definitely not. Yeah.
You also have the other band, I Kill at the Prom Queen, and you have said in an interviews that you are also writing an album with them. So how far is that at the moment?
Again, it's sort of more in the idea stages. I do have some stuff written down for those guys. And my plan is once we finish this tour, we'll have a Christmas break for a couple of months, and that's when I'm going to head back to my old home in Australia and meet up with those guys and try and jam some stuff out and see if we can make anything new. That's the plan anyway.
But not head like directly into the studio when you head back to Australia, no?
No, it's not ready. And ideally we would probably record at Studio Fredman as well with I Kill the Prom Queen, which is the same studio we use with Bring Me the Horizon, and that's in Sweden. So it's not so easy to just cruise home to Australia, quickly write a record, and then cruise over to Sweden and do it. You know, we have to find the right time and make sure it's all ready to go.
So will you have plans like to record those both in Sweden in the future, the next Horizon album and the next I Kill the Prom Queen album?
Yeah, I hope to have both albums. Well, Bring Me the Horizons album will definitely be recorded and out next year, and I hope to have the Prom Queen album recorded and released next year as well.
Okay, so you are pretty
full on.
Yeah. So where do you find like the time and motivation for both?
I mean, the guys in I Killed the Prom Queen are my best friends. You know, I went to high school with a few of them, so I've known them for years. And we're always hanging out whenever I go home for sort of vacation time. But like I said before, when I'm on tour with Bring Me the Horizon, it's more about just playing the shows, and we try not to, you know, fill our heads with lots of other stuff. Obviously, you're going to get ideas, and you're going to play guitar every now and then, but it's sort of like a different state of mind for me and I guess the other guys. So I guess when we're on tour, when we have little breaks in between tours here and there, that's sort of my time to chill. And then when we finish an album cycle and we have a break, that's like time to get down to writing, you know, time to get into the other frame of mind.
So do you have like a recording contract with I Kill at the Prom Queen? Are you gonna release it through Resist Records in Australia?
We don't have a label or a contract currently, so we hope to just finish an album, record it, and then
find someone to put it out.
Yeah, exactly. I think if it's good enough, I think we won't have a problem.
Okay. So In Flames had their own Whiskey, and Motorhead licensed their own wine brand. So if you could like license some product under the name Bring Me the Horizon, what would that be? You can license like something instead of alcohol if you want as well.
Yeah. Well, you'll never believe this, but we actually already released a product like this.
Okay.
About a month or two ago, we released a product called Bring Me the Barbecue Sauce.
Okay.
And we worked with a guy in the US to sort of create a recipe for barbecue sauce. We're all big fans of barbecue sauce.
Okay.
And he made us a few different recipes, and we kind of did some taste testing, and we explained to him what we wanted in a barbecue sauce, and he made 2 or 3 different versions, and then we said, all right, this one's the best, but we need it to be a bit sweeter or a bit spicier, and we did that a few times, and finally we developed a flavour that we all liked, and you can buy it on our merchandise website.
Oh, okay, so it's already been sold.
It's out and ready to go. You should get it, it's delicious.
Okay. So, as a last question, if both Metallica and Iron Maiden would ask you to tour with them at the same time, but you could only choose one of them, which one would you choose and why?
That's a toughie. I think both tours would probably get some bottles thrown at us, but I don't know, you know, like, I'm probably more of a fan of Metallica. I like some of their older stuff a lot more, and I think Lee would say the same. But at the same time, Iron Maiden's obviously a classic band. They're British, same as Bring Me the Horizon. We actually work with a lot of the same management with the two bands as well. So we have sort of like a bit of a family tie with Iron Maiden. And we actually have toured with Iron Maiden once before, but it was on a festival tour in Australia.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, I guess Metallica, because we've kind of already done the Maiden thing.
Okay. Well, thank you really much for the chat, and good luck for tonight's show.
Kiitos.
Anything you want to say as a closure to your Finnish fans?
I guess thank you for all the support. Thanks if you saw us at Roos Rock. Thank you if you're coming tonight in Tampere or tomorrow in Helsinki. And hopefully we'll be back to headline again next year when a new album is out. And see you then.
Thank you really much.
Awesome. Thank you. Kiitos.